Alright, now we are going to solve for question number 28, which is from rolling operation from manufacturing technology. And it says that a strip of 120 mm width and 8 mm thickness is rolled between two 300 mm diameter rolls to get a strip of 120 mm width and 7.2 mm thickness. The speed of the strip at the exit is 30 meter per minute. There is no front or back tension. Assuming uniform roll pressure of 200 MPa in the roll bite and 100% mechanical efficiency, the minimum total power required to drive the two rolls is, you have to find out, right? And so let us try to find out the correct answer. But okay, let us firstly solve. It's question number 26. And it is given that the width B is 120 mm, thickness is 8 mm, diameter of the rolls is 300 mm, the width of strip, let us call it W, and it's 120 mm, thickness, so thickness is H2 because this is the final thickness they are talking about, so it is 7.2 mm, and the speed of the strip at exit, so they are talking about V2, which is 30 meter per minute, and there is no front back tension. Assuming uniform roll pressure, the roll pressure is given to you P as 200 MPa, okay, and yeah, you have to compute the power now, the power required. Now, how much is the power required? Can you tell me? Do you think that, what is power actually? Power is in rolling operation is given by 2 into tau into omega. Okay. Now, what is 2 stands for? 2 stands for the power required for 2 rollers, right? So, we have to multiply tau omega with 2. What is tau? Tau is nothing but the torque. Omega is the angular velocity. So P becomes 2 into tau into omega. Now firstly you need to determine tau, right, which is the torque. But how do you determine torque? Torque is nothing but the force into radius, right? Force into radius. But here since only one force is not acting at one particular point, a wide range of forces are acting along the wide range of the deformation zone, right? And that is why we cannot simply assume R over here. We have to consider something else, which is called, R has to be replaced by A. Okay. Now what is A? A is known as the arm moment. What it is known as arm moment. And how do you calculate A? A is computed by, A is given by, it has one particular, what do you call that? So A is calculated as 0.5 of L, right? Now what is L? What is L? L is nothing but it is the projected length, okay, or what do you call that? The length of deformation zone. Let me tell you that A is 0.5 into L, and L is nothing but under root of R delta H, and it is nothing but the length of the deformation zone, okay. And so, and what is R? R is the radius of the roll. What is delta H? Delta H is the change in thickness. So firstly we need to determine the change in thickness. So this is, T is nothing but H1 over here. Let us replace this thing. So delta H is nothing but 8 minus 7.2, which is nothing but 0.8 mm. So this is your delta H. And what is R? Obviously it is 150 mm. So L is going to be under root of 150 times 0.8 mm. So what is going to be L now? L is going to be, it is going to be 10.95. Okay, it is 10.95 mm, right? Okay, now if this is 10.95, then what is going to be A? A is nothing but 10.95 times 0.5. It is going to be 5.47 mm. That's all, right? Okay. Now let us compute force. Now how to compute force? How to compute force? Force can be computed using the relation between pressure and the force and the area. So pressure is force per unit area. That means the force is pressure into area, right? And now which area are we talking about actually? Area, this area is nothing but the projected area. Now what is the projected area? Let us have a look here. Let us have a look. Suppose, let's say, this is the roll, and if you want to see it in 3D, it is going to be something like this, alright? And where this is the center, okay? Like this, right? And so what happens is that the strip comes into contact at this point, and let's say it leaves the roll at this point, right? So what is the angle subtended by this deformation zone is alpha, and this length that I'm talking about, let me show you with different color. This length over here is nothing but L, alright? And the same thing is going to happen over here also. So if you can extend it and try to imagine a plane like this. So you are going to, you can imagine that this is a projected length, you can see, right? I don't know how far it is clear for you, but you try to imagine the things, my friend. Right? So this is your length of deformation zone, and this line is nothing but, this is the width actually. This is the width, right? So width of the roller is given to you, which is 120 mm. Yeah. And L has been found out as 10.95 mm. Now what is the area? Now this is known as the projected area, right? Okay. So projected area will be given by 10.95 times 120 mm. So if you want to calculate it, it's 1314 mm square. Right? So this is your projected area. Now for computing the force is projected area 1314 mm square times 200 MPa times 200. So you will get force which is equal to 262.8 kilonewton. Okay, so this is the force that I am getting, 262.8 kilonewton. All right. So yeah, that's all. So you have got the force, you have got the arm moment, and now you can calculate torque. And this torque I can compute. It is going to be directly. Let us put down the values. Times A, 5.47. Okay, so it is going to be 1437.5 Newton meter. Okay, 1437.5 Newton meter. Now you have to calculate the power. So for power, simply power is equal to 2 into 1437.5 5 times omega. Now omega is what? What is omega? Omega is 2 pi n by 60, right? Omega can be written as 2 pi n by 60 if n is given in RPM. If n is in RPM. Now, to calculate n, there could be a dispute, there could be a conflict, right? Because n is actually given by, it is the, what is n? N is the RPM of the rollers. And if the velocity of the rollers had been given to us, then we could have calculated n directly and we could have used it over here. Now this is something that is debatable, because we have only got v2, which is the velocity at the exit, and that too it is the velocity of the strip. Getting the point? And you know that the exit velocity is greater than the inlet velocity. So what we will do is we will consider an average velocity, considering both inlet and the outlet velocity. So we will try to figure out the inlet velocity first, and outlet velocity is already given to you. We will be taking the average of that. We will be determining the RPM, rotations per minute from there, and we will put this value over here, and eventually we'll get the value for power. Again, I am telling you that it is going to be debatable because nothing has been mentioned here. Alright? Alright. So let us firstly calculate the inlet velocity. And to calculate the inlet velocity, let me tell you that we can, we can use the mass conservation principle, that the volume of the material before and after deformation is going to be same. So see, the width is 120 given to you. So that means H1, B1 and L1 is going to be equal to H2, B2 and L2. If you divide both of these sides by time, what you get is H1, B1, V1 equals H2, B2, V2. Alright? And now it is always assumed that the width is not going to change, only the thickness changes, right? So what we can do is, we can simply eliminate this thing, and we have got H1 V1 equals H2 V2. Now H1 is 8 mm and V1 is not given to us, and H2 is 7.2 mm and V2 is given to you as 30 meter per minute. 30 meter per minute, or you can call it 30,000 mm per minute. So from here you will get V1 as, you get 27 meter per minute, or you here 27 meter per minute, or you can simply keep it as meter itself. You will get meter per minute itself. Yeah. So we have got V1, we have got V2. Now it's time to calculate V average. So V average is 27 plus V2 is 30 divided by 2. You will get some value as, you will get 28.5. You will get V average as 28.5 meter per minute. I hope you are able to see that. Yeah. So 28.5 meter per minute is V average. And now let us compute the corresponding RPM. RPM can be computed as V is nothing but pi dn by 60. But it is not required. Alright, so you can get n as 28.5 pi into d. D is 300, so it will be 0.3. Yeah, that's all. So you will get the value for n as 30.24. 30.24 is the RPM. 30.24 is the RPM that I am getting over here. So what I am going to do is, I am going to put this value over here, and let us see what we get. 30.24. Okay. And now after solving everything from here, you will get power as, let us see, I am getting 9.1 kilowatt. I'm getting 9.1 kilowatt. 9.1 kilowatt is the answer that I get, right? 9.1 kilowatt is the answer. I hope that it is clear to you, and it is quite a lengthy problem, but worth attempting. And so let me summarize what we have done over here is that these are the given data, and the power is calculated as twice of torque into omega, twice because there are two rolls, and we have to that's why we have to multiply by 2. And torque cannot be directly computed as force into radius of the rolls, because what happens is that the forces are actually distributed throughout the deformation zone. So this is the deformation zone from here till here, from this point to this point, and that is why, and also there is not one single force that is acting. Alright, so that is why we cannot directly use it as force into radius. That's why force into A, which is known as arm moment, has to be adopted. And this arm moment is given by 0.5 into L. Now what is L? L is the length of the deformation zone, which is this length. Okay, this length is the length of deformation zone, and it is given by under root of R delta H. You must be knowing about this formula. And then we calculated L, which is 10.95, and that's why, and so we got A, which is 5.47. And next was to calculate the force, because A we have got, we have to calculate the force, and the force was calculated as force is equal to pressure into area. But this area is not the ordinary area, it is the area, it is a projected area that we have to compute. And what is the projected area? You will see that this is the projected area. Try to, suppose this is a cylinder, this marker is a cylinder. Try to keep it in front of the ray of light. Try to observe the shadow. Calculate the area of the shadow. And how you will calculate that? Because that shadow will be actually going to appear to you as a rectangle, right? So that is nothing but the projected area. In a similar manner, you are calculating the projected area of the actual area or the area of the deformation zone, you can say, right? Alright, right. And so you got the force as 262.8 kilonewton, and that is why you got torque as this much. And now then you started putting down the values over there, but the only challenge was that this N could not be found out directly, because N is nothing but the RPM of the rolls at the deformation zone while they are deforming the material, right? So this is what we needed to find out, but nothing was given to us. So that is why we went for averaging the velocities. The initial velocity was found out in this manner. The final velocity of the strip was given to you already. We took the average, we found out the corresponding RPM, and then we used that RPM over here, and we got the power as 9.1 kilowatt. I hope this is clear to you, and you would be able to solve it. And so that's all about these session 2, right? And yeah, that's all.